Sometimes a movie has a long runtime, but doesn't feel like it does. You're in there and when it's finished, you're like, oh shit, a lot has happened, but I didn't feel like a long movie. This is not one of those movies. Now, I know from the intro you guessed what film I'm reviewing today. This is my spoiler review of It Chapter 2. So if you haven't seen the movie, I'm going to be diving into spoilers. This is your warning. You still here? Cool. Let's get straight into it. Now, there were a lot of things to like about It Chapter 2. The casting was amazing. The adult losers were mirror images of the losers as kids. I don't know if there was some CGI magic going on, but even Ben, little Ben, you could see little Ben in adult Ben. You could see it was around the eyes and the nose, and when he smiled and did certain facial expressions, it was crazy. I know a lot of people are complaining about the CGI for the kids. You know, they did something around the mouth areas because these kids are growing up. Like, Finn Wolfhard does not look how he looked in It Chapter 1. So they had to de-age them a little bit. The first time I watched It Chapter 2, I did not notice CGI at all around the kids. Second time, it was a little bit more apparent, especially when the kids were talking, especially when Eddie was talking and he was talking really, really fast. I don't know if they sped him up, but I don't remember him ever being that fast at speaking. But the casting and the performances were great. I know people are talking about Bill Hader and how he was really funny and stuff, but to be honest with you, sometimes his humor kind of undercut the serious tones of the movie. There were some jokes that were funny, and I laughed my head off. The comedic timing of both him and Eddie were great. The chemistry was great, but there was a few jokes I could have done without, like, especially in the time that it happened. I could have just done without those jokes. For me, the standout character was definitely James McAvoy as Billy. Whenever James had any scenes as Bill, I was locked in. We saw Pennywise doing a few more kills than he did in the first movie. That's kind of a mixed bag for me because on the one hand, I enjoyed the kills that he did, especially the one under the bleachers, because that was just heart-wrenching, to be honest. And the little kid Dean at the festival, because the performances around the desk were great as well. And it just made me feel like these are actual kids that are getting murdered brutally. First scene with the gay guys getting beaten up, that was great. It also let you know that Pennywise doesn't exclusively hunt children. We don't know why. I'm just glad that they didn't go into the whole Pennywise lore, like, too deep into it anyway. Gave him a little bit of an origin story, but if they started talking about the macroverse and the godlike turtle, it would have been a mess. They didn't delve too far into the source material because it would have taken all the mystique and the fear out of it, to be honest, for me. And this movie wasn't that scary, which was a problem that I had with It Chapter 1. Pennywise attacks the children multiple times, could have slaughtered them whenever he wanted to, and he's just playing around with them. The scene would build up, tension would build up, Pennywise would appear, there'd be a jump scare, then the adults would be fine. It was weird. It's just like, I understand that this is more of a story-driven horror movie, but bro, like, if you're not actually gonna kill any of these losers, then what is the point? Bill Skarsgård was amazing as Pennywise though, especially when you got to see him in like semi-makeup in that scene with Bev in her old house. Amazing. But as I said at the beginning of the video, this movie was long. Pacing was a big problem for a lot of people because you had a few minutes in the beginning with each character to show where they are as adults. Then they were back to Derry all together, trying to get their totems together, and that's when the movie slowed down and became repetitive as fuck. I'm not shitting on this movie because I did enjoy this movie the first time. I enjoyed it less the second time because I started seeing more of the problems with it, but I still enjoyed this movie. I just don't think that was as focused as It Chapter 1. There was a lot of things that could have been cut out. Henry Bowers as an adult could be completely removed and the movie wouldn't be any different. He did not do a goddamn thing. It did give us a funny scene though, when he stabbed Eddie in the cheek and Eddie ended up stabbing him in the chest. Why didn't he die? I don't know. The ending was also very good and very tense for me, a little bit repetitive. I know it pushed a lot of people over the edge and it just became a bit messy. Pennywise was not terrifying at all by this point when you just see him as a giant CGI spider. I kind of pushed that to the back of my head and tried to enjoy it for what it was, and I had fun with the ending. I can understand why people were checking out. I get it. But for me personally, the It franchise is not your average scary movie. It's not really that scary. It's more tense and suspenseful. And it's more about the children and their journeys. It's a coming of age story, really. But I could have done with a lot more genuine scares. So for that reason, I'm going to rate It Chapter 2 a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed the movie for the most part, but it was way too long. Pennywise was really not threatening in most parts of the movie unless he was attacking random other children. The pacing fucked this movie up completely. We didn't really get any real character development with the adults. We didn't really get to know the losers as adults, which I would have probably enjoyed more. That was my review for It Chapter 2. Let me know if I've missed anything you want to talk about down in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of the movie. Smash the like button if you enjoyed my review. Turn those post notifications on. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Subscribe if you're new to my channel. And as usual, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Taylor about the fucking flex.